What's up, everybody? I am back. It's Friday. I got my coffee as always, and I am doing. I guess it's a prequel technically, but I am doing a follow up. I had some people request after I covered HIND'S Hall. Like, I'll get it right this time. After I covered HIND'S Hall the first time, people were asking me to cover the original one, so this is the first HIND'S Hall by Macklemore. We'll get into it in just a minute. Before I do that, a few things. First and foremost, I am not going to be subtle about my opinions or what I believe. I am also not going to be hateful. Okay, so I'm going to ask that we keep that same energy in the comments. It is possible to criticize a political program without becoming racist. Okay, let's be clear on that. I'm not a music professional. I'm not a vocal coach, so I'm probably not going to be analyzing the song too deeply on those elements. But also, this is not really a song that I think is about the song so much as it is about the content. I'm not so much listening to it as like, is this a banger? And just for those of you who are interested, I am streaming fairly regularly these days, 1 to 2 o'clock Central Time, US, generally. I don't really talk music very much. I do conspiracy debunking, mostly of like arcane Christian conspiracy stuff. So if you're interested in that, feel free to come hang out. But with the preamble out of the way, let's get into it. This is HIND'S Hall by Macklemore.
Yeah, the people they won't leave. What is threatening about divesting and wanting peace? The problem isn't the protest, it's what they're protesting. It goes against what our country is funding. Block the barricade until Palestine is free. Block the barricade until Palestine is free. When I was 7, I learned a lesson from Cuban Eazy-E. What was it again? Oh yeah, fuck the police. Actors and badges protecting property in a system that was designed by white supremacy. But the people are in the streets. You can pay off Meta, you can't pay off me. Politicians who serve by any means, APAC, Kufi, and all the companies. You see, we sow fear around the land of the free. But this generation here is about to cut the strings. You can ban TikTok, take us out the algorithm, but it's too late. We've seen the truth, we bear witness. Seen the rebel, the buildings, the mothers, and the children, and all the men that you murdered. And then we see how you spin it. Who gets the right to defend and who gets the right of resistance? It's always been about dollars and the color of your pigment. But white supremacy is finally on blast, screaming free Palestine to their home at last. We see the lies and claiming it's anti-Semitic to be anti-Zionist. I seen Jewish brothers and sisters out there riding in solidarity and screaming free Palestine, with them organizing and learning and finally cutting ties with the state that's gotta rely on apartheid system to uphold and occupying violent history. Been repeating for the last 75. The Nakba never ended, the colonizer lied. It's students' intents posted on the lawn. Occupying the quad is really against the law, and a reason to call in the police and their squad. Where does genocide land in your definition, huh? Destroying every college in Gaza and every mosque, pushing everyone in the Rafah and dropping bombs. The blood is on your hands, Biden, we can see it all. And fuck no, I'm not voting for you in the fall. Undecided, you can't twist the truth. The people out here united, never be defeated when freedom's on the horizon. Yet the music industry's quiet, complicit in their platform of silence. What happened to the artist? What you gotta say? If I was on a label, you could drop me today. I'll be fine with it, cause the heart fed my page. I want a ceasefire, fuck a response from Drake. What you willing to risk? What you willing to give? What if you were in Gaza? What if those were your kids? If the West was pretending that you didn't exist, you want the world to stand up, and the students finally did. Let's get it.
The last one got me emotional. This one also has me emotional. So let me collect myself for a second. So I did a reaction to the follow up, right? Number 2. I'm actually gonna check this just to. God damn it. So this is 4 months old, right? The thing that I was thinking about while I was watching that video is it's 4 months ago. Some of that video is 6 months, 8 months old. How many of the kids, how many of the civilians, the people that we saw in those videos, how many of them are now dead? It's been 4 months. The bombing hasn't stopped. The war hasn't stopped. It's escalated. I know I'm probably not going to talk too much about the song. I'm probably going to just philosophize for a minute. So bear with me. I did like the song. Macklemore makes good points. You know, he's got good lyrics. Again, the point, I think Macklemore would agree with me that really we shouldn't be focusing too much on the beats and the composition, how the rhymes are clever, right? It's about the content. It's really not about the delivery. Something I take a little bit of comfort in is South Africa, apartheid South Africa. When they were starting to lose their grip, when apartheid was starting to come crashing down, right? In the early 90s, the outside pressure was starting to get overpowering. They started lashing out and trying to start wars in other places to basically consolidate their power, right? And it didn't work. Caused a lot of suffering for a lot of people. But it didn't work. South Africa today still has many problems, but the system of apartheid was abolished. And then you have an opportunity to move forward as a society and rebuild. My hope is that right now, Israel's incursions into Lebanon, Syria, Yemen, etc., are death spasms, right, of a political ideology that is rapidly running out of air. That's my hope. It's easy for me to hope over here, right? I got several comments on the last video, and I was thinking about this watching the video as well, seeing some of the stuff on there. I got several comments about how brave I am, or, you know, how people appreciated me being so, you know, forthcoming or whatever. It's not brave. I mean, you know, I love to pat myself on the back. I've got very long arms. I'm really good at it. But I'm a white dude living in America. I can say what I want to say. I don't monetize my channel, so I'm not going to lose ad revenue. This isn't my job. I'm not going to lose any money if I say something that's controversial. It's easy. It's easy for me to sit here and say this stuff. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't mean anything. My life is not at risk. When I saw those pictures of the tents that people are writing, "Thank you, American students. Thank you, Columbia Pro." On the one hand, that's very sweet, right? It is powerful, I think. And on the other hand, it is almost offensive. I don't want to diminish what the student protesters have done, what the risks they've taken, you know, the stuff they have been exposed to, the potential consequences for their actions. I don't want to diminish any of that because we need more of it. Power to the students, right? But at the same time, they're here, you know? The kids living in tent cities in Rafah, the kids living in tent cities in Gaza, it's great that they know that people are talking about them, that people are concerned, that, you know, people in other countries are upset about what's going on. But what action has been done in this country to stop what's happening? Protest is great, and we should do more of it. But that doesn't stop the government from signing more contracts to send more bombs, and I don't know what is. I don't know what will do it. You would think that a country, a people group that suffered such an intense trauma, and let me be very explicit here. Anti-Zionism is one thing. Anti-Semitism is a different thing. And anti-Semitism will not be allowed. I will banish you to hell if you start coming in with anti-Semitic stuff on my page. It's my page. Fuck you. That very, very explicit. Let me be very, very clear. The fact that a people who went through one of, if not the worst, genocides in history, you would think that they would not turn around and inflict that on another group of people. You would also think that an abused child would not grow up and be an abuser because they know how bad the abuse is. Tragically, as Ta-Nehisi Coates pointed out in a recent interview, victims often become victimizers. It is a shame. It is tragic, and yet it continues to happen. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how this is all going to end. I know that they will not kill all the Palestinians. Hard as they may try, they won't be able to do it. Palestinians will come back. Palestinians will continue to have children and carry on their traditions and hopefully even be able to live in Palestine. But sometimes it's bad, and sometimes it takes a lot longer for things to change than it really should. Obviously should. I don't know. Anyway, there is nothing more moving to me, I think, than the kids. You know, the kids of Gaza who are just trying to get to the next day. The people around them are just trying to keep them sheltered from everything going on. The number of orphans in Gaza, Palestine in general, the number of dead kids, I keep seeing dead kids, man. I'm not a soldier. I didn't sign up for that shit. Neither did the kids, to be fair, right? Something that I wrestle with, and I know that people have been going back and forth about it online. Some particularly sensitive children have been upset with the sharing of these graphic images. And look, I don't like to see them, but it's real. It's what's happening. The people who are part of it, they don't get to say no. They don't get to not look at that stuff. I don't have to smell it. I don't have to hear the screams. I don't have to smell the burning flesh or the rotting flesh. I don't have to be there and watch them cut the leg off of a 3-year-old because it's been damaged beyond repair. I see the aftermath. I see the pictures. But it's not that bad for me. It's very traumatizing. Like, it's bad for me. I don't like to see it. But I don't get to complain. I am not there going through it. The people who have stayed, who have gone back, who have gone in to do medical work to try and save as many people as they can, those are the ones who can talk about the trauma. The kids who lost their families, the families who lost their kids, the sons who lost everybody in their family, their entire extended family, the journalists who had their children bombed to shit because of their journalism, they're the ones who can talk about, they need to take a break from social media or whatever. Like I said, I am hopeful that this is the beginning of the end of the Zionist project, and I'm being very specific in the wording that I use here, the Zionist project. And we'll just have to see how long it takes for the end to come. May it be sooner than later, because time is measured in lives at this point. Anyway, song's good. Hopefully I said something of value. I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna wrap it up there. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good day. Stay safe. Be good to each other. Free Palestine. And don't talk to cops.